soon, October. But that's still soon because that'll be here before you know it. And I don't even know where I'm gonna move to, so that's fun. I'm really grateful for all the highs and lows. Like, you can't have a high without having a low, you know what I mean? Because everything is always balanced. So I'm like slowly building up a high of like manifestations and dreams and hopes and wants and just things that I've always over time have thought about in the back of my head, and then now I'm able to like live it. Because like for a really long time, all of my childhood and most of my adulthood so far has just been really low lows. And I'm starting to have hope, like actual hope, because like at first I was just kind of like gaslighting myself into it, because that's kind of honestly how you have to do it, with just anything in general. You have to gaslight yourself. Well, you don't have to. Some people are lucky enough to be born in a family with love and support. And some of us who haven't and weren't have to find that confidence somewhere else. So what I've learned that works for me is to fake it until I make it, because if I believe I have confidence, then something somewhere will give me that confidence, because I'll be looking for it in things. I don't know, I guess short story long, I'm excited to be on this new journey that I'm about to go on to, because obviously I'm raising a daughter now, so that in itself is its own categorized journey. And then over here for me, because I am a separate entity, trying to navigate, I guess not really trying, because I've been trying to navigate my space since I've been doing TikTok and streaming of, I know that I want to do this thing, but then it doesn't work out because it doesn't feel right, but I really enjoyed it, but then I just didn't like it, and it was just like, something here belongs to me, but I don't know what it is. And so now I'm able to explore that with a different mindset, because when you have a kid, your entire perspective of the world changes, where you're no longer worried about everyone else. You're finally worried about yourself and your close community. At least that's how it was for me in my personal experience, because otherwise my mind was just drifting to, what about these people I don't know online? What about this job I'm trying to secure doing a specific thing? What about how are people perceiving me? What about all these other things that it had to do with me, but it had nothing to do with me, you know what I mean? And then now I can just focus on myself, which feels really good, because I tried for a really long time to just like center myself and work on myself. And one of the things throughout pregnancy, and what that has taught me, is to just slow down, because I've always had a problem with trying to get things done too fast or too efficient or too perfect, and just micromanaging every detail of my life to the point where it was driving me crazy. And I knew it was driving me crazy, but I didn't know what to do or how to change or where to go from there. Even with all the tools at my disposal, even having as much free time as someone can have in 24 hours, where it's just yourself with no expectations, it was still an uncomfortable feeling to sit there and try to figure out how to fill that time. And now that I have another human that I want to see succeed in life, it has now redirected my thought process into, okay, how can I, with this thing that I now have, aka social media, how can I use this, in a way that can benefit society, benefit myself, and benefit my family? And also while maintaining joy and happiness, because you can be successful in many arts and successful in many avenues and many jobs. I was always successful in every job I ever had, but it still was very unfulfilling at the end of the day because I was just drained by it, even if I did really, really good. And with streaming last year, like I'm like going back, I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong? What can I do better next time? Yada, yada, yada. I put too much emphasis on trying to get to the finish line as fast as possible, which you cannot do if you really want the thing to succeed. At least for me. With my life and how my trends have been going. Trends as in, like, things throughout my life. But I was just trying to, like, fast track it because I was growing and growing and growing and growing so fast that it was exciting. I was, like, putting all these expectations on myself to do better and bigger and longer and greater and all of these things. And at the end of the day, I kept laying in bed exhausted and tired and unfulfilled. I was unfulfilled. And now with this redo of sorts, I think there's some peace in knowing that some of my supporters that were there with me every single day don't really see me anymore because I had put expectations onto them of when are they gonna check in, and when are they gonna hang out? Do they see me this way? What if they saw me that way? Should I act this way? Should I do this and that and blah 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 blah. And it's kind of, I still have obviously the numbers up there, but it's like almost a refresh of content because I'm not really showing up on people's pages and I'm not really in the same spaces that I was. And if anything, the algorithm with me not really posting as often, I'm just kind of in my own space, and I highly doubt anyone's gonna actually genuinely watch this because I'm already almost at 8 minutes. But if you are watching this and you are here, know that I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart, from start to finish, from, see, it's almost been 2 years since I created my account, so within the time frame of just everything, yeah, thank you.